Hey y'all, I'm making one of my family favorites tonight, and I'm making creamy chicken meatballs. I'm just using the ground chicken, so I'll move that out of the way. And I have got 2 pounds. The recipe that I'm going to share with you in the comments is a single recipe, and it will say 1 pound. But while I'm doing things like this, I like to go ahead and double it if I have the stuff on hand to do so, and go ahead and bake them, one to eat tonight and one to have later. And I'm going to be baking these in my donut hole pan. I love doing my meatballs in this pan. And when the mixture is done, I'll just take a medium scoop, that's 2 tablespoons, and put 1 in each. So I'll be getting 48 meatballs out of this. And then I'll come back on tonight and show you the sauce that I make with these that makes them absolutely delicious. So I've already got everything kind of prepped. It's my seasonings. And so I'm doubling it, but I won't tell you how much so I won't confuse anybody. But I've got my garlic seasoning, my 3 onion seasoning, and oregano. These are so simple to make, but y'all, they are good. They are our favorites. And I'm using the mix and chop spatula, and I'm just kind of stirring these seasonings around just a little bit to incorporate it before I mix everything else in. The other ingredient that you'll need is an egg. So again, I'm doubling. So I've got 2 eggs. I went ahead and cracked them. I like to crack them in a bowl so I can go ahead and mix them up, but also in case I get a shell that I don't have to stick my hands in here and try to pick it out. The other ingredient is breadcrumbs, just plain breadcrumbs. So going ahead and putting those in as well. And again, I'm just going to mix this up a little bit. And I won't keep you on for the whole process of me filling up this pan, but I promise I'll come back on when they're done, and I'll have some for supper and then some cooked already for the freezer to just pop out when I need them. So the last ingredient that I'm putting in is shredded cheese. And the recipe, I don't know where I got this recipe. I've made it a long time, but it called for an Italian blend of cheese. And I don't like buying my cheese already shredded. And I looked in my refrigerator today to see what I had, and I didn't really have anything that I thought was Italian blend other than mozzarella. So I'm just putting mozzarella cheese in mine, which I have done very often. So I'm going to continue to mix this all up. I want to make sure all these seasonings and the breadcrumbs and the cheese is very well incorporated in the mixture. And then again, what I'll do is take my scoop. I've got 2 donut pans and I've got my oven heating. So I'll put them in the donut pan and bake them. And I'll be back on when they're done to show you the sauce that I serve them with, as well as the interesting side dish that's going to go with it. Stay tuned. I love using this medium scoop, y'all, to do my meatballs. It's the perfect size for this donut hole pan, and I don't have to roll them out individually. And each little meatball is not perfectly rolled, which I love because it gives them an authentic little shape to each one. So they're gonna be delicious. I'll be back on soon. Okay, I've got both pans filled up. I had just enough mixture. I love that new mix and chop spatula. And of course the stainless scoops, because each meatball is the same consistent size. And they are ready to pop in the oven. Okay, y'all, I am preparing my side dish for tonight, and I order my groceries online, and they really gave me a very, very skimpy cauliflower, but that's okay. It's just 2 of us tonight. We'll probably fight over this. But what I have done so far is put some water and salt in the rock crock pan. So you want a casserole dish that your cauliflower, whatever size it is, will fit in with the lid on. So this little baby cauliflower is not going to give me any trouble. So I have taken some olive oil, and you're supposed to use fresh garlic, and I didn't have any. I never do because I use the garlic seasoning. So I have rubbed that all over this cauliflower. So now I'm going to put this little baby in my dish. I've got a rag somewhere to wipe my hands, but anyway, I'll put the lid on, and we're supposed to microwave it for 8 minutes. It might not take mine that long because it's so small. So then when that's done, I'll come back on. My meatballs are baking. They should be done by then too. And we'll put together the sauce and finish off this cauliflower. Stay tuned. Okay, y'all, I have got a lot going on, but I'm trying to finish up. I've got both pans of my meatballs here, one to freeze later and one to finish cooking. I've got some olive oil I just cut on my burner, so I'm gonna let that heat up just a little bit, and then we'll start adding the ingredients for the sauce for these meatballs. My cauliflower has finished and it is very fork tender. So the next step is to coat it with a mixture of mayonnaise and seasoning. And again, I will share this recipe with you in the comments. It's called spicy whole roasted cauliflower, and spicy because our Southwest seasoning has a little bite to it, but I'm using honey sriracha seasoning in mine with a little bit of garlic instead of using the Southwest seasoning, honestly, because I did not have any. I thought I did, and I like it, so I must not have restocked on it, but that's okay. And you can coat yours with whatever your favorite seasoning is. But that honey sriracha, oh my gosh, y'all, it is delicious, but now it does have a little kick to it. So I didn't put a whole lot of that in there. So you want to, I hope y'all can see what I'm doing. You want to go down the sides as well as the top of this cauliflower. Oh, I cannot wait for it to eat because it is just delicious. Okay, so that's probably good enough. Almost got my pan hot. Where's my cheese? The next step to your cauliflower before we pop it under the broiler is to sprinkle your cheese on. And I like to take that same spatula that I was using and just kind of press it into there. It gets a little messy. Sometimes I use my hands, but I don't want to today because I've got this other sauce started. Okay. So you get the idea. It's kind of like putting cheese on a cheese ball, y'all. I'm going to move this out of the way, and I will finish doing this before I put it under the broiler. I just want to make sure I've got that cheese coated on it well. But it is looking good. So I'm going to move this out of the way, as well as my cauliflower, because I want to get down on that side in there too. So let me move this out of the way. It's still kind of hot. All right, so for the sauce for my meatballs, and again, y'all, this is a recipe that I do hope you will try because it is amazing. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. It's kind of like making a gravy. Okay. I should have probably already done that to speed it up. And you just kind of want to stir the oil around. Slide you closer. And let it just get the gravy good and wet. I've got all my other ingredients out, so it won't take long for me to make this come together. That pan gets hot. These frying pans from Pampered Chef, they have a protector I need to get out and put right here on this end. But they hold heat so amazing. All right, so you can see how this gravy is coming together. The flour is thick, which that's okay. That's kind of what we want. It's kind of like the base of any gravy. Starts with flour and water. So I'm going to go ahead and add in a can of beef broth so I can get this flour more happy. I'm going to add in all my seasonings, and I'll share these with you, but I've got 3 onion seasoning, and salt and pepper. That is all I've got right here. I just went ahead and done that. So before I put in my heavy cream, I'm going to go ahead and use this sauce whisk to try to whisk it up a little bit for you so you can see. I love using this sauce whisk, y'all, because it fits flat right in this pan. I cut my heat up so it would hurry up for you. Trying not to keep y'all on forever, but I want you to see the process. When couples have a baby, or somebody's been not feeling well, or maybe had a death in the family, this is a dish that I always make and take to them with some wide noodles pasta to serve it with. Tonight we're serving ours with the cauliflower, but everybody don't like cauliflower. So I usually, if I'm taking it to someone, I take noodles with it. Okay. So now I've got a 1/2 cup of heavy cream going in, and that is the last of my ingredients for that sauce. The meatballs, they will get a little crispiness on the bottom. Almost got a little too crispy. Oh, but y'all, that comes off in this gravy, and it is just amazing. So in this sauce, I've got olive oil and flour, beef broth, heavy cream, and for my seasonings, I use a teaspoon of 3 onion, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. And this will come to a boil. It'll start simmering, and I'm gonna go ahead, I should have got my tongs, but these are for me, so y'all don't come at me for using my fingers. But I'm gonna go ahead and add my meatballs in as it's coming to a boil. I've got the oven on broil so I can finish coating my cauliflower and put that in the oven, and then I will be done. The other meatballs over there are cool enough that I could pop them in a freezer bag now. If I want to, I may end up making some more sauce and go ahead and give my daughters one of these pans of meatballs with the sauce. So it's going to come to a boil, and it's going to thicken up, and not to keep you on to make you wait for that to happen, I will either take a little quick video of that or take pictures, but I will come back on and show you this as well as the cauliflower when I get it coated and broiled. Stay tuned. I let the meatballs simmer on low for about 8 to 10 minutes. They are doing their magic, and that gravy is continuing to thicken. So I'll be back on soon. Okay, everything is hot out of the oven, and doesn't that cauliflower look amazing? It is super hot, and y'all, I like to come on in tears because I almost dropped it getting it out of the oven and on this table so I could show you. I would have just, I'd have cried. Number one, because I didn't want to break my rock crock pan, but number two, I didn't want to lose that delicious cauliflower. It is hot though, but it is amazing. It's just got the perfect amount. You can leave it broiling a little bit more if you want to, but I don't like to do that. Super, super crispy. So now I'm going to try to turn you this way. Let me move this hot pan out of the way so you can see these meatballs. So what I normally do, put this right over here, is I just take, normally I have pasta in this bowl and I pour everything right in this bowl. But tonight, since I don't have pasta, I'm going to use our spider strainer. Well, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and pour it all in. I was just going to dip those meatballs out. But we'll have this gravy to dip our cauliflower in if we want to. So move that out of the way. And now I've got to make a mess. I cannot wait. My husband better hurry up and come home, or I might eat all 24 of these meatballs right by myself. I know in the video it looked like a lot of steps, y'all, but I promise if you're not trying to video and show it, it's very, very simple to make and so delicious. So I'll share both of these recipes in the comments, and I hope you'll try them because they are just delicious. And I'll add some pictures at the end of that cauliflower too. Thanks. Y'all have a great night. Bye-bye.